We've started with our brain, now our ears, and we've warmed up our faces a little bit, and then the fingers that go along with that. Okay, so now let's take some issues from any piece of music that we can use in a warm-up as preparation for that. And we're going to start with matching. So matching starts with our brain. What is it we're going to try to match? And our ears tell us where's our ear going to go and how we match that. Then our faces and fingers are going to provide the music and the sound that goes along with that. In this piece of music, in Breath of Beauty, there's a matching issue with clarinets right off the bat. So clarinets, we're going to start with you. And what we're going to do is we're just going to play clarinets only at the beginning, just matching each other as you go from one measure to the next measure. Great. Good job, clarinets. That's great. Now that you have gotten this so that it really connects like this, the whole thing goes with the marimba part because the marimba plays all of these notes all of the time. So let's hear what the marimba has at the very beginning so that you know now where your ear is going to go to match. Ready? Go. Okay, great. So let's put all of that together now so that the marimba is supported by the clarinets, and the clarinets are matching the marimba not just in how fast you go, but that the dynamic matches the continuity of what the marimba is playing. All right, we'll put marimba and clarinets together. Ready? Breathe. Okay, great. Now, all of that goes along with this nice chorale that happens in the brass. We're going to play this chorale that starts in measure 3 with the brass and the flutes. Tenor sax is going to join us. And even though we haven't even tuned yet this morning, one of the things that we're going to use our ear for is trying to find this composite pitch that any ensemble creates when you start mixing instruments together. You can take the instrument out of the case, don't even push the slide anyplace, put the mouthpiece on, put the instrument together, play, and the more you do this, your ear will start to create this tonal center to the ensemble. Let's see if we can find that tonal center that's created through the French horns, through the trombones, and through all of the harmony voices, and we're going to make that our pitch center, and that's where our ear is going to tune to while we're going through here. Okay? Here we go. Third measure. Nice chorale. Play with good air. Don't worry about playing too softly, just play with good air. And 3, 4. Okay, so let's start now with putting everything together, with putting the layer of the woodwinds and the marimba on top of the harmony that's created by the supportive layer of the brass and the chorale of everybody who plays the measure 3. Here's the beginning. Here's the beginning. And 3, 4. Everybody, nice air. So we're going to set where are the destination of our ear, so that our brain and our ear have established where we're going to go. Our face and our finger are going to find it. So here's the chord at 17. Great. So now we're going to start at that dynamic. We're going to go up a little ways, and we're going to come back to exactly that same place. 3, go. Okay, so if I were to do this, if I were to take this balloon, and if I were to blow it up, which is really creating a bigger body of sound, isn't it? So if I want to start it here, if I want to start, this is my sound at the beginning, and I want to come back to here, I want to try to remember what that looks like. This is what my ear is telling me and my brain is telling me. Okay, now here's what I didn't do. I didn't go below it and come back to it. I use this as my image of where I'm going to take this sound to. See if we can do that. See if we can imitate that. Here's 2 measures before 17. And ready, go. That was marvelous. Now, one of the other things that we try to do in warm-ups every day is we try to put ourselves in a position of being successful in the music that we're going to play later on. And sometimes that gives us an opportunity to do things on our instrument that we wouldn't normally do in normal playing. So we're going to jump ahead to measure 25. And at measure 25, the trombones have an interesting line. First of all, we're in a whole new key center at bar 25, aren't we? Okay? Well, you don't know that yet. And you don't know that because it doesn't say so on your music. But now he's taken us to the key of G flat. He's taken us to a completely different key center from where we started, but he never changed the key signature. So what I want to do at bar 25 is let's play a G flat. Everybody play a G flat together. Then we're going to play the G flat scale. G flat scale. What does that mean for you? How many flats do you have in the G flat scale? And I know you've played this scale a bazillion times. Here's G flat. First of all, play that note. Ready? Go. Now, so that our brain can start, and then our ear can follow, and our fingers and face will make it happen, we're going to do this in whole notes rather than in half notes like we did at the beginning. All right, here we go. Ready? And. Top note. Now down. You guys are geniuses. You're geniuses. Now, so often we go in warm-ups, people go through these scale exercises, but they go through it, oh, I'm not sure why we're doing this. I'm not really sure why do we ever have to learn the G-flat scale anyway? No composer ever writes for band in G-flat. No, they don't. Because you would look at all those flats and be scared to death. But what they do is they take our ear there, because that's where their ear takes the music. So if we think now in going into a completely different key of G flat here as opposed to the E flat where we started, our brain tells us what our ear should listen for and our fingers should do and the face supports. All right, let's do it again. Okay, so we're going to set this new key at bar 25 of G flat. Here's the G flat scale. Play through the note. Perfect. Stop note. So now our brain is activated in this new key center, and coming down is just as important as going up. Now, as you're doing any scale, how you play through the notes enables the next note to sound really good, doesn't it? Start with good air, good with articulation, but a good tonal center as you're going through as well. Now, some instruments, when we go into certain keys, have special challenges. As a former brass player, I know that brass players have the opportunity to play alternate fingerings, alternate positions, just like woodwinds do, but they often don't have the plug-in of when to do it and how to do it. Trombones especially, because they have to move the slide a long way. The rest of you just have to do this. Trombone players have to do this. So we have to try to help them accommodate this. At measure 25, the first trombones start with a B flat, first position, which is easy to do. Trombones play that B flat. Ready? Go. Then the next measure, they repeat that same note, that same B flat again, don't you? Okay? Do that again. Ready? Go. But in the third measure, they go to a G flat. And so the trombones, when you go to G flat, fifth position, you've got to move the slide a long way. All right, so would you find fifth position G flat? Okay? Now don't play it yet, because here's what we're going to do. You can also play B flat in fifth position. Finding fifth position is probably the hardest position on the instrument, isn't it? You'd rather take a beating than have to play fifth position G flat and D flat. We're going to put you in a position to make it easier. So you're going to play the first whole note in first position, then you're going to play the second whole note in fifth position, which then puts you in a position to go to G flat. But when you go to fifth position, your ear is going to tell you, is this in tune with the B flat I just played? So here's your first position B flat. Now go to fifth position B flat. Aren't they wonderful? Wasn't that great? Wasn't that terrific? So trombones, if you see you have a G flat coming up and you have a B flat that goes before it, let me see if I can do pitch matching from the B flat to the fifth position B flat and then play G flat. Here's everybody, please, our new key center at bar 25. 2, ready, go. Very, very good. Very, very good, everybody. All right, now I would have you do this on the music. I would have you at bar 25 with your pencils write G flat concert or whatever that transposition is for your instrument. Be the G flat for all the concert pitch instruments, A flat for the B flat instruments, D flat for the horns, and E flat for the saxophones. And just write that as a reminder of here's the key we're going to when we get there. So let's put that together now at bar 29, and let's put that moving eighth note triplet along with the nice chorale that returns on all of the other voices, whether you started at 29 or whether you join us in 31. All right, here we go. So here's measure 29. And ready, go. Okay, so one of the things that we're going to do now is we're going to put all of this together. We're going to put the triplets on top of the chords. But you see a crescendo. We think of crescendos as only getting louder, don't we? That's what's the intent of a crescendo, this ramp that goes up. But really a crescendo is intended to give us direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to support Dr. Gillingham's harmony with giving direction to this movement through the harmony. Can we start at 29, everybody? We're going to put everything together. Here's 29. Ready? Go. Great. And so now instead of just getting louder, you provided direction for that. Well, one of the things that's important about this series is not just preparing these pieces, but how do we take from these pieces, or from these little short pieces that Dr. Gillingham has written, and transfer that into other music. So when you come to music that has lots of accidentals in it, what's your brain tell you? I bet that composer is taking us through different key centers. So if we think in terms of what does that key represent, and if we write it on the part, we can play that scale. We can play in that scale that we already know, as we did before. And then our ear can tell us, well, what's my role? Am I a supportive harmony? Am I a rhythm? Am I a melody? What is my role, and how do I layer into all of this? Okay, so just for fun, let's play all of it. Let's play from beginning to end. And let's see if we can incorporate all of those things that we did before, just as if we were taking this and putting it in a piece of music that we're preparing for a concert or contest or something else. Okay, here we go. Breath of Beauty from the very beginning. 3, go. And nice big sounds, nice warm sounds, good chorale, good chorale. So there's a nice rich harmony. Great. Terrific, everybody. So now we can incorporate a sight reading component in that we've taken these little things that we can transfer to other pieces of music that we're playing, but the sections that we haven't rehearsed or that we haven't spent time on as transfers, these become sight reading. Can you continue to apply those skills when you get to that point? Okay? Great job, everybody. Really terrific.